Hello and welcome back. It has been over a year since I published my last Runes of Magic video on this character and everything that I've been doing with it. Um, that, that was the Cyclops Stronghold video back in February of last year. It is currently April 2021, and I have still been playing on and off since then. So this video is going to be an update on what progress I've made. I did make a video of me running every instance. Part of the reason I've not made a video since then is because I haven't actually been able to completely run any new instances past Cyclops Stronghold. But I have made a lot of progress, and so that is what I'm going to be sort of trying to showcase here, some of the stuff that I have acquired. So I guess I should start with what equipment I've got. Last time you saw me, I had these two. This is actually the same shield, it just has a different skin. That skin is from Hall of Survivors, which is a level 55 instance. I did not run it at level, obviously. I went in there with a party because they needed someone for the color boss, and so I helped them out, and I ended up getting this drop. And so I just threw the skin on my shield. For a long time, I was using a skin off of one of the shields that does drop in Cyclops Stronghold, but I kind of like this one better, so I just stuck it on there. But it is the same level 50 shield that I was using in the last video, along with this level 50 cape. And these are the same wings. They now have, let me see if I can drag this somewhere where I can see the whole, there we go. Whoops. Okay, where I can see the whole thing. There we go. Put it up at the top. Maybe you can see the whole thing. Yeah. So you can see I drilled 4 slots in it. So it's got 4 runes in there. My block 5, aggression 5. I found out that anger 5 is the next best rune that I can actually make. It is not a chapter 4 rune. It is one of the older ones. But it's not particularly high rank. So it's not too difficult to make. And it gives me good physical attack. And then the potential is there. Is sort of the next best thing that I can get. So this is one of the few pieces that I actually have 4 runes on. And then it is also OD because I use some titanium hammers to make it OD, so I no longer need to use golden hammers to get the OD benefit. So this is probably the best piece that I have, which is great because I use it on regardless of what class I am playing as, and it gives me some great stats all around. Then, other than these 3 pieces and these jewelry pieces, which I had, but I didn't have all of them statted. I had maybe one or two of them statted, and I still have this old belt. Other than that, all of this gear is new. So I'll go back and I'll look at these jewelry pieces again. So this is the heroic jewelry set that you get from doing the quests. They are all fully statted. They also have 4 runes in them: block, aggression, fearless, and anger. Fearless, the all resist is actually pretty good. It means that in total I have 270 resistance to all elements, which is not really relevant in a lot of situations, but there are some places where you'll be taking lightning or fire damage or whatever, and it actually, I've noticed a significant difference, at least on the bosses that do that, where you're taking a ton of elemental damage. It actually does make a difference in reducing that damage. So I'm glad I made the choice to go and throw some fearless on there. And even if I don't want those fearless, I can just take them off and use them to craft some more aggressions, which I probably will do at some point, make some more aggressions, but I think I'll keep the fearless on there. Anyway, so here we can see what they're all statted with. I usually have 3 yellow 6 stats and 3 yellow 5 stats. And then each piece of gear has at least one Fang, and a couple defensive stats. Actually, let me see if I can see. Okay, yeah, you can see at the very bottom there. It shows how much defense, HP, and physical attack I'm getting from each piece. You can see this one gives me about 500 P-Def, 740 health, and 420 physical attack. This one gives, they all give sort of around the same, about 500, 500,000. This is maybe my best piece. Yeah, that one's about the same. This one has less this one's the one I statted the most recently. It has more physical attack but less HP. And yeah, they're all about the same, in the same ballpark. I didn't stat them exactly the same. I used what stats I had, but they're all roughly the same in how much benefit I get from them. And these are also pieces that I use on all of my physical characters, all of my physical classes, which is basically everything that I play right now. The only thing I wouldn't really benefit from using these too much on would be if I was playing mage, but I don't play mage. Excuse me. Next piece. You saw in that Cyclops video, if you watched it, I got these as a drop, and here they are, clean statted, with a block 5 and aggression 5 in them. They're very nice. For a long time, these were one of my best pieces that I had. Then I also managed to get the plate, breastplate, the plate top, which I also clean statted. There are a couple stats on there that are suboptimal, but it's still pretty good. +6 clean statted. And even the boots I managed to eventually get OD. Let's see, I believe the shoulders dropped off of the first boss as a 1% drop rate. The breastplate, let me double check here. Let me go to instance list. Go Clops. Nope, it wouldn't be. Wait, I don't think so. Oh, yeah, wow. So the breastplate actually dropped off of the second boss, also as a 1% chance. And the boots are much more common. They drop off the last boss, and you're guaranteed to get something. So the boots were a 1 in 6 chance to get, and I managed to eventually get them OD. I've gotten several times, I've gotten them not OD, but I got them OD and clean, and so I clean statted them as well. So that leaves 2 pieces left that I did not get OD, and that is actually these 2 right here. I did manage to get them. I've only gotten 1 helmet. I'm pretty sure I've only gotten the 1 pants. If I ever did get the pants again, I must have vendored them because I thought that they were no good. But I kept both of these, even though they're both under durability and they're dirty. They're so rare, they're so hard to get, that I decided I'd keep them just in case. So I believe it's the trio boss that drops the pants. These right here. So that is a less than 1% drop chance, because it's a 1 in 6 chance 5% of the time. So it's slightly less than 1% chance that you even get these. Much less having them OD. And then I believe first boss is what also drops the helmet. Also 1% chance. So the fact that I got them at all is a godsend. So I might end up having to, if I really want to get that plus 10% stamina boost, resort to cleaning and then statting these and then using golden hammers. Their durability is also pretty terrible. But if I want that bonus, this is kind of the only option I got. Unlike that, or I run Cyclops about a few hundred more times. I've run it so much, you might have noticed that I'm actually level 51 now. That is because I started out at level 50 as a knight, a warrior, and a priest, and on all 3 of those classes, I have just barely crested into level 51. Priest is actually just barely just under level 51. And that is from running, all of that XP is from running Cyclops Stronghold with debt, with XP debt. So I ran it a lot. I had XP debt the whole time because I was deliberately trying to avoid getting XP and leveling up. That is pretty much... Oh, that's not totally everything out of Cyclops Stronghold. I did get some cloth pieces as well. I wasn't necessarily after cloth. I was hoping to get these cloth shoulders OD for my priest side, but I did not get them OD. I did get this pair though. I got the headpiece, some OD gloves, which I just might use, and some boots that are not OD, but I might use these as well if I don't get any other better boots. The reason I wanted the gloves, boots, and shoulders is because or actually not necessarily the gloves, but the shoulders and possibly the boots I would use, because the set that I really want is the Acolyte set out of Caelin's Shrine, which is a 3-piece set. I have 2 of the pieces. I do have these gloves OD, not clean, but they are OD, so I could clean them and stat them, which is probably what I'll more likely do. And then these ones, if I stat them at all, I'll stat them for magic attack in case I decide to play on my mage. And then also out of Caelin's Shrine, I managed to get this Rune Warrior chain armor, which I probably will never actually use, because even on my warrior side, I wear plate armor because I usually play as a warrior knight, which it can use plate armor, or I will play as if I play as another warrior, I can just wear my cloth armor. So if I use this at all, it'll be because I managed to get the whole set and I decided to make a cool chain set for playing, I don't know, like warrior scout or warrior rogue or something on. Then there's one other set that you can get in Cyclops Stronghold that I managed to get, and that is on this lady here. It is the leather set. I actually, surprisingly, even though I never play rogue or scout, I have the leather headpiece OD, the leather pants OD, the leather boots OD, and the shoulders not OD. I did not get the top, but I did get this top, I believe, out of Klops, and these gloves out of Caelin's Shrine. Caelin's Shrine I've run a few times. I've not been able to clear all of the bosses yet. At least not solo. I've gone through it completely with a couple groups, only on a couple occasions. Because it's very difficult for me to find another group at my level, or who is willing to power down to my level and then run with me so that I can do it without cheating. Then, other pieces of gear. These gloves are also out of Caelin's Shrine, which I believe I got with just that Command 4 stat, and then these are dirty statted. So I used Command 4 Fusion Stones, and I was able to put those stats on it. These are going to hold me over until I get any other better chain or plate gloves, but those are still really, really good for me. This helmet is, I believe, out of Pasper Shrine. I think I just was holding... Yeah, this is out of Pasper Shrine. These and the pants are out of Pasper Shrine, and I statted those. They're just sort of dirty statted, because they were better than whatever cloth I had. And I was using those running Klops a lot. And this sword drops out of Klops, which I tier 8'd, and I put a couple runes in it, because I cannot use my axe when I run as a knight priest. If I'm running as knight warrior or warrior knight, then I can use my axe, which is the same axe that you saw in the last video. It is this axe right here, the Honorable Relic. And there you can see the same cloth gear that I wear on my priest side normally. That is all of the gear upgrades, I believe. But yeah, as you can see, lots of progress has been made. Caelin Shrine, the main boss. Let me go back here. The main boss that's given me trouble. I have skipped this turtle boss because the only thing it drops is this. Oh, hold on. Those are all extra things. The only purple thing it drops is the chain helmet, which I don't really care for. It would be nice to get one of these, or I do need to get the card at some point, because I'm trying to get one of the legendary Moa weapons. Oh, that's another thing that I did manage to get Moa's Core of Courage for the axe out of Cyclops Stronghold from the last boss. And one other thing, oh, actually, it's in the guild bank, but I'll show you what it is. Off of the last boss, I managed to get the hammer ball, the elemental hammer ball, which I also have the recipe. So if I get 50 smithing, then I can make that cool ornament, stick it in my guild or in my house, and that'll be pretty sweet. And I've gotten the card. Cards is another thing. I've gotten cards from all of the bosses except for Ordic, I believe. And those cards are also going to be important for getting a Moa weapon. The main thing that's stopping me from getting my Moa weapon right now is collecting all of the cards, which I would be willing to buy them whenever I see them on the auction house. I would buy them as well. Getting the cards, and I need to finish up the level 50 elites the old-fashioned way, which means I have to complete Caelin Shrine to get Encia's memory, and then I also need to do Treasure Trove. Treasure Trove is going to be a nightmare. I've been in there a few times. The mobs in there have so many hit points. Soloing seems nigh impossible. The only thing I can imagine might make soloing possible is if I go in there as like a mage priest, or possibly priest mage. One of those two gets an elite skill that removes curses, because the mobs in there stack curses on there that give a percentage based reduction to your defense and your damage. So basically, you get enough stacks of those on there and you're basically useless. The only way to remove it is with a remove curse, and so you have to go in there with that specific class. If I go in there as that class, maybe I can do that with enough defense and enough AoE and enough magic attack that I can just start nuking stuff. But I have no statted mage gear currently, so that's a long-term goal. That, or I need to find a healer willing to go with me and not be like an OP high level, and then I would be able to go in there. I have been through... I don't think I've done all the bosses. I've been in there once or twice with some groups. I've got enough gear that I can fight the stuff, but it's just that curse is a nightmare. You really need to have a full group at level to have a good chance in there. Unlike Klops, which I can just solo no problem. Caelin Shrine, I believe I keep getting off track. Caelin Shrine. It's the Goddess of Art's disciple. Because it has an HP percentage-based hit points draining attack that there's a specific strategy that I've not quite been able to figure out how to master solo, and that's the main reason I've not done that. And I also need, out of Ice Dwarf Kingdom, I need to kill that first boss in order to get the axe. Let's see if I can show you that as well. Runes I've Ice Dwarf Kingdom. Oh, that's a level 35. The Mole King, the first boss. This is the axe that I want. I've been in there several times just to kill the first boss. I've not been able to kill it solo, but with the times when I have gotten a friend to help me out, I've never seen the axe drop, not even UD. So it's a 5% chance. But, you know, Even though I've gotten the axe twice OD in the 35 instance, I can't get it even once. So, we'll see. Any other important stuff to update? No, there is one other video coming out because I found out that there's another important boss in the game that I can solo for some gear and stats. So I will be making another video about that. And so look out for that. And other than that, I think this is pretty much it. I have gotten other stats. I've kept all of these pieces of gear, and I've also kept any pieces that have been clean, had clean stats. Like there's a lot of these Fang 5s that I've gotten. And Command 10, and there's an Oppression 5, a Keen. Here's some of these authorities. Here's some reflexes if I ever decide to stat some leather for Dex. There's another Keen. This one actually did come out of Ice Dwarf Kingdom. And there's another Dex stat. So, cool. Alright, enough rambling. You can see there that I have made progress. I have been working towards this. I've just not been making any more videos, but soon you will see another video of me tackling one of the level 50 bosses of Runes of Magic.